And my boy did great.
Yeah.
Yes, he did,
Richie's looking good. The legend of Richie Farmer in Clay County continues. Richie scored 8 of his 38 in the 17-0 spurt that broke it open. And the defending state champs, Clay County, to defeat Rowan. It was a nice team, had a great year. You got to have a great year to get to the Sweet 16. 83-52. LaRue over Maysville, 69-62. We'll have highlights of both games coming up.
Wearing his green. He did not need the luck of the Irish today. All he needed was
in a moment. Kind of an interesting strategy. Sweet 16. Will Clay County make it back to the championship for the 3rd consecutive season? Rowan County had an outstanding year, but they were just no match for Clay County and Richie. Richie was Richie. Richie right here. Richie hits the first 3 shots of the game, and all of a sudden it is 6-0. That sort of sets the tone. And Richie says, I can pass to Kevin Jackson. Nice layup. Rowan County finally gets started. Mike Price, a good player, super cross-court passing, but Richie heats it up with the 3. And Rowan County says, hey, we can play also. Kelly Wells, a sophomore we featured before, to Price, a senior who had 10. Clay playing D on the steal. Farmer to Russ Chadwell. He can leap and throws it down. Then we got more of Richie nailing the 3-pointer, 24 points in the first half. Now this was rare, a mistake by Clay County. Rowan takes advantage on the break. Jason hanging Blair. It is Farmer again with a long bomb, 38 points, 6 shy of the all-time record now. Bobby Keith is we got it in the bag. Chadwell, look at him sky. Clay advances, winning big, 83-52.
Really, as far as that game is concerned, our boys, it will be out of their mind in 2 minutes after the game's over.
Rowan, good ball movement early. Greg Adkins gets it up top, buries the 15-footer. Adkins led the Vikes with 16, but the Tigers out in front 6-4. Richie Farmer put on quite a show this afternoon. He hit on 4 of 6 3-pointers. This one put the Tigers in front 17-11. Farmer finished with 38. Clay, tough on D as well. Russ Chadwell forces the turnover. Russ Farmer returns the favor with the pretty bounce pass. Chadwell completes a 13-point run, 41-21 Tigers. Chadwell finishing with 17. I told you Farmer was 4 of 6 from 3-point land. Well, younger brother Russ was popping them too. He hits for 3 from downtown. That one made it 71-50. Russ finished with 11. Kevin Jackson added 13 as the Tigers coast to the easy win, the final 83-52.
A real fine ball club. Rowan County has a nice ball club.
And then the time I came out, flashed out in the corner and shot an off-balance 3-pointer, and it went in. I knew I was feeling it for good.
Clay County wins it 83-52. They advance on to the quarterfinals where they'll play LaRue County.
Obviously at PRP playing tonight, and also Ballard from Louisville is Clay County. The defending champs in action today, and they have advanced to the quarterfinals of the Sweet 16. The Tigers winning it, and winning it easily. The final score is 83-52. Clay County has beaten Rowan County in their first game of the state tournament. Now, Mark Sock was in Louisville for the Tigers' victory and has this report.
Rowan County had the right colors for the day, but would the luck of the Irish be on their side? Richie Farmer set the tempo early for the defending state champs, and when he wasn't shooting, he was dishing out assists like this one to Kevin Jackson, and the pace was fast and furious in the first quarter. Clay led by 7 after the first frame. Then the Vikings came on. Mike Price with the bucket, and the Clay lead was cut to 3. Then Farmer and the Tigers put on the big chill and went on to outscore Rowan 17-0. Russell Chadwell with the jam. He had 17. All of a sudden, Clay County was up 34-21. Farmer had 24 points in the first half. He finished with 38. Clay led at 46-29 at intermission. Rowan County applied the pressure early in the third quarter. They were able to cut the lead to 10. Greg Atkins, 2 of his team-high 16, but Clay still led 65-46 after 3. Russ Farmer popping a 3-banger. The Tigers put it in cruise control, and this one was never in doubt as Clay County rolls over Rowan County 83-52.
As you notice, Bobby Keith is the only one here for Clay County. He says the players are going to be off limits this week. It's a business-like attitude the Tigers are taking this year in Louisville.
We got some people in there that we had to ice down and take care of a few injuries, and then they've been on TV and the press so much that I think it sort of relieves a little bit of pressure if I do the talking for them. They play better than I do, and I'll tell you the truth, I may talk a little better than they do.
He has done a great job over there at Clay County all those years. And, you know, in the past, you always expect Clay County to be there. Owensboro, not there this year, but they are usually a staple of the Sweet 16. And a team that hadn't been there in a long time made it back today. Coach Mike Wright's Maysville Bulldogs getting back to the Sweet 16, playing LaRue County this afternoon. LaRue County making
6-0 is his score. He can also pass. After he makes his shot, watch the dish off. It goes over to Kevin Jackson with a nice move himself. Kevin, double team. He's got it. Richie Farmer all night long. Mike Price, though, for Rowan. He's their best player. He gets it inside. Here's Richie. He's got the three. He hits it. Then we've got Rowan again. A good-looking sophomore, Kelly Wells, inside to Mike Price. Price at 10 points. Then good defense by Clay. On the steal, Russell Farmer to Chadwell, who can sky. Then it is more Farmer, nailing the three-pointer. 24 in the first half. And this was rare. A mistake by Clay County. Rowan taking advantage. Jason Blair hanging, and he gets it. It is Richie again. 38 points. 6 shy of the all-time total record sent by Mr. Jones. There's Bobby Keith, and we've got Chadwell ending it. Clay wins big, 83.
Usual for Clay County, no fear with a tough inside game. Russell Chadwell slides in for 2. Eugene Rawlings cleans things up inside with a three-point play, but the outside game, as always, featured Richie Farmer, and in vintage form, with this shot, he broke the all-time Sweet 16 scoring mark of 223 points. Farmer, another great game, finishing with 30 total points. Clay didn't give LaRue County much. The only bright spot for LaRue was Scott Boley with his 22 points, but that didn't matter. Second half, it was more the same. Richie with his favorite shot, and his brother Russ Farmer scoring 21 points of his own. Russell Chadwell added 16 as Clay County rolls 91-54. Nothing flashy about this game. It was Clay County's second tournament win, second tournament blowout. In Louisville, Gary Johnson, 18 Sports.
Okay, game.
LaRue County, and in this game, Richie Farmer would write himself into the record books. And that was Scott Boley right there, hit the three-pointer. Clay County led 26-20. Richie Farmer hits the J right there, 44-28. He becomes the all-time leading scorer in Sweet 16 history, surpassing Wawa Jones. At the end of the third quarter, Farmer pops 66-42. He left with about 4 minutes to go in the game, and they weren't really needed there. Richie finishes with 30 points. Russ Farmer had 21, and Clay County cruises 91-54.
We just totally took control in the third quarter and moved it out much easier than I thought we could, because LaRue County has a real nice basketball team. They've proven that over the last 2 years. And I really don't know. They just sort of seemed to get a little discouraged and sort of fell apart.
Early in the game, I felt I hurt my wrist a little bit. I messed up a tendon in my right wrist, and I wasn't getting the right follow-through, and a lot of them was coming out. But, you know, the main thing is that we won, and I just go back and try to come out and have a good game and do what it takes to win tomorrow.
Tonight it was session Clay County and LaRue County in a rematch of last year's quarterfinals. Russ Chadwell had the hot hand for the Tigers in the early going. This kid can flat out lead. Check out the hang time he gets on the reverse lay-in. 6-2 Clay County. Chadwell finished with 16, 8 of those in the opening minutes. But once again, Richie Farmer was the showcase. He gets 2 of his game-high 30 right here, and with that basket, he breaks the record for career points in Sweet 16 play with 225. The legendary Wallace Wawa Jones set the standard way back in the early 1940s. After the bucket, Clay called a timeout, and the sellout crowd of 19,000 plus rose to their feet in appreciation. What a high school career this young man has had. Younger brother Russ hasn't done too bad himself. He gets one of his 3 three-pointers right here. 33-22 Tigers. Russ finished with 21. He was also making some pretty passes. Here he drives the lane, fakes the shot, and will kick it over to Kevin Jackson, who buries the shot, and the Tigers advance to the semifinals tomorrow morning with the easy 91-54 win.
They say there was an announcement over that loudspeaker out in the gym. I didn't hear it. I was trying to listen to what Coach was saying during the timeout, but it feels really great to be in company with Wawa Jones.
Now, the other semifinal tomorrow morning will feature last year's runner-up.
Theater. Mountain School wins it all. But, folks, this is reality, and those city slickers from Louisville Ballard were too much tonight. Let's pick it up right from the opening tap. Ballard's Mark Bell is going to sneak in for the short jump shot. Close throughout the first quarter. Richie Farmer with the jumper. Look at him back in. We're tied at 19. Second quarter, Farmer for 3, 29-25 Clay County. Ballard on an 8-0 spurt. Alley-oop jam by Kenneth Martin. Wow, they led by 5 at the half. Ballard pulled away in the third quarter. Allen Houston, 2 of his 23 points. For Ballard, Mark Bell for 3. He also had 23 points. Bruins up 61-51 after 3. Final quarter, Russ Chadwell with the steal and the jam, 19 points for Russ. Then Farmer says, I want the basketball. And look at this bomb. Clay County to within 7. Ballard on a 10-2 tear. Houston loose ball and jumper, and the Bruins led by 5. Farmer went nuts in the fourth quarter. 5 3-pointers. A record 51 points in the championship game tonight. However, it wasn't enough. Ballard wins it 88-79.
And we were the underdogs, and we were not the crowd favorite, but hey, our kids played well, and they earned the victory. Nobody gave it to us.
But we were tired, but you got to give Ballard a lot of credit. They played a great ball game. They shot the ball well. They took it to us. They really did a heck of a job.
We come out a little flat, and we wasn't getting the good rushes on them, and they was shooting the ball tremendously. But you know, we ain't taking nothing away from Ballard. They're a great team.
And you are a great player. Here is the Sweet 16 All-Tournament team. Farmer, Chadwell, Russ Farmer, Allen Houston, and Kenneth Martin, the MVP. Yeah, big surprise here. Farmer, 137 points in 4 games. He is my vote for governor in the next election. Our keynote NCAA basketball game was in it.
The Bruins and Tigers had met twice before, last year in the title game of the Sweet 16 when Clay won in overtime, and in this season's Louisville Invitational tourney, Clay County emerging in 2 extra periods. But tonight's third time was the charm for the Bruins, and not even another record-setting performance by Richie Farmer could stop the title from slipping away. Off the opening tap, Ballard takes the lead. Mark Bell takes it in, gets the deuce. He had 23 for the Bruins. But shortly thereafter, Russ Farmer answers with a 3-pointer of his own. Farmer, though, had a really off shooting night, but the Tigers right in this one, 19-19 after a quarter. Bruins playing good defense on the evening. There's the steal. Houston, Allen Houston, an incredible junior. He's going to be the favorite for Mr. Basketball next year. Stops and pops 2 of his 23. But Richie Farmer comes back at the other end and playing in his 5th state tournament with the patented move, hits the turnaround, 35-30, Ballard on top at the half. One of the big keys, though, was big Kenneth Martin. There you see him on the outside, stopping and popping. But not to be outdone, Richie Farmer comes right back, takes the pass on the wing, and answers with 3. Kid is really an incredible player and an incredible scorer. Check this out. Gets bumped, should have been a foul, no call, but he still hits. 61-51, Ballard leads it after 3 quarters. There's Martin on the alley-oop jam. Clay County had to play almost 3 times in about 24 hours, and they were really dead-legged down the stretch in this game. There you see Martin with the putback, and that was really the difference, the way Ballard hit the boards. Farmer, though, was just incredible. Here, lady, tries to bring his club back. He hits the 3-point jumper there. He'll get another one coming up. Farmer with the state championship game record, 51 points. He hit 9 of 14 3-pointers, 20 of 32 from the field, but not even another incredible performance by that young man could bring his club back. Clay County fans in dejections. They don't get their 2nd straight state tournament title. Ballard emerges this time. The Bruins win it, the final, 88-79.
Well, we didn't give up, but we sort of got down 6 or 7 there in the 3rd quarter, and we probably tried to come back just a little bit too quick and took a questionable shot or 2. And it seemed like that we got out of offense just a little bit for a short period of time. There's very few times this year that we've been behind, and playing from behind is a different type of experience for kids.
We're so small that we have to play hard every night, and each time we go out, we have to play as hard as we can, and we just can't lazy around and win a ball game because of our size. And I think the whole tournament took a lot out of it, but Ballard just outplayed us tonight.
Just an incredible tournament, an incredible career for that young man, John. Ballard ends the season 36-3. Clay County ends the season at 35-2. Of course, they got beaten in the Beach Ball Classic. That loss tonight was their only loss to a Kentucky team all season long. 2 outstanding teams, and what a way to finish up a state tournament. Of course, plenty of outstanding performers in the Sweet 16.
And what do you think a college coach would give to have the talent that makes up the 88 Sweet 16 All-Tournament team? Here it is, the contingent from Clay County, Richie Farmer. He was named the tournament's MVP tonight. Russ Farmer, his little brother, and then Russ Chadwell. He pitched in 19 points tonight in the losing effort. For Coach Scotty Davenport and the Ballard Bruins, Kenneth Martin, really an underrated player, didn't make the All-State team, and he showed it by getting his revenge in this 88 tournament. Mark Bell joins him, and then Allen Houston, the junior out of Ballard, the son of Wade Houston, the U of L assistant coach. Other gentlemen on the tournament team, Jack Jennings, the 6'6",
Covington Holmes, senior. He scored 41 points versus Ballard yesterday. Eric Williams of Apollo, Mitch Cothran of Marshall. There you see Gary Hill of Henry Clay. He had 26 points and 16 boards versus PRP last night in the Blue Devils loss. Scott Boley out of LaRue County and Andy Pinnock of PRP. Here's the Dahlhair Sweet 16 Academic Scholastic Awards, rather. Dave, Richie Farmer of Clay County wins another award. Jeff Whitney for Warren East.
And the Ted Sanford Award is chosen annually based on 4 criteria: basketball ability, sportsmanship, academics, and citizenship. That goes to Scott Boley of LaRue County, and certainly no surprise here. For the second straight year, Clay County's Richie Farmer